I'm the Mad Trucker, and this is just an encore presentation of today's live dealing with the subject of avarice. It's dealing with avarice and a deeper explanation of the syndrome that I say I discovered in 2016. And I coined it smooth brain syndrome. It has nothing to do with shaken baby syndrome or the physical affliction of smooth brain syndrome. Because the syndrome that I'm talking about, it deals with the psyche. It doesn't deal with the physical brain, but how the brain processes information. Avarice. If you tuned into the live, or if you missed the live earlier today, all you have to do is go to my channel and look at the last live. It's as simple as that. And as always, the live is welcome to all who would like to attend, regardless of your skin tone, race, religion, or lack thereof. One thing I require the viewer, you to do, and I don't tell grown folks what to do, is to go to my channel and read my channel description. If it's something that you agree to, and you would like to participate in this comment section, first thing you must do is greet everybody, regardless if I'm here by myself or if there's a million people watching, is type a peaceful greeting according to your culture, your custom, and your way. And after you do that, we can have a conversation, because the Mad Trucker, this guy, I don't debate or argue with anybody. I'm not here for arguments or debates. Argument, debate, somebody has to be a winner. Somebody has to be a loser. I know one that has already won. I'm rolling with him. I'm rolling with the load. That works for me. If it worked for me, it worked for anybody. They're serious about, not bobtailing. Hook up to the load. Start trucking. Break that ceiling. Know what you're hauling. Inspect the bills. Make sure what's on the bills is in the trailer. If it don't match, you might be hauling drugs, mental drugs. Might be hauling that wax, that metaphorical wax. It leads to the syndrome that I discovered in 2016. It's a wax, it's a cream, it's a salve. It's metaphorical. Comes in a jar, mark supremacy. It's not location, language, or phenotype specific. Anybody can slather it on, and we all have had a taste of it. And that's what I'm here for. Not to cure you, but to give you some direction on how you can cure yourself. That's why my lives are welcome to all. That's why it's not discriminatory, because the wax don't discriminate. The cure don't discriminate either. But the only person that can cure themselves of the affliction is the person that's suffering from it. And we all have had a taste of that wax. And SBS is not an insult. It's not a put down. It's not something that I take lightly, because I don't take that load lightly. And taking a load lightly is what leads to SBS. Don't take it lightly. Don't bang your head against the stone, because it's written in stone. And welcome. If you're watching this now or later date. And this is a continuation of live that I did this today, because I was late today. And I feel it would just be right for me to continue the topic of avarice. And I've been looking for some things on YouTube to validate, because SBS is based upon, the cure is based on evidence, fleshing out your headgear, researching a topic again, and then subscribing to a higher standard. That do unto others as you have them do unto you. Now, avarice, I defined in a live, and it deals with an obsessive want for a position, title. So I get it right, so we don't deviate. Covetousness, that's the word I'm looking for. Covetousness deals with being covetous, and that goes against the load. Yeah, not only is it in the bills, it's in the trailer if you're hauling with it. So if you follow the one you call Jesus, if you follow the one you call Christ, you can't be covetous. I'm not going to define it for you, but I'm just going to give you some examples of how, when it says money is the root of all evil, that word money was changed in the text because really it means avarice. Covetousness. Covetousness is the root of all evil. And if you do subscribe to the scripture, uh, we all have a universal root. We all come from one creator. If you read Genesis, yeah, Adam and Eve, they are our root. They're the root of humanity's family tree. So let's use a little logic. Let's look at avarice for what it is and call it what it is. Because just like the Most High told Cain, yeah, his continence when it comes to the truth, that means that sin is knocking at his door. Cain let it slide off. Yeah. And there's a majority of people that let it slide off too. They want to put a color on what's right and what's wrong, and avarice has no color. Because like I stated earlier, the syndrome don't care about your skin tone, and neither does the antidote. I'm pretty sure if you don't know, do a little research, some more examples, because in the live I used earlier, I used, what's her name? Katie something. Katie, what's her name? Oh, not Kate. Lily Gillis. Lily Gillis, who is what you would call a white woman who let avarice in and specializes in sin by pushing misinformation about copper-colored people, which you call black people, right? And she has what they call mixed children. So I find it only fair that I do this continuation to give you another example of how the love of avarice is the root of all evil. With a copper-colored example. It's the same as old Lily. You ever heard of a guy named Africa Bambaataa? You ever heard of a guy named Malachi York Z? You ever hear of these people? Research them for yourself, and then compare it with what the old Lily Gaddis is doing. The only thing that's different is the colors in the story, the shade of skin in the story. Africa Bambaataa is credited as being the father of hip-hop. But Africa Bambaataa, after years, he started in '88, and he abused children, and people worshipped Africa Bambaataa. People loved Africa Bambaataa's music. Africa Bambaataa, Soul Sonic Force, Planet Rock, that started the whole thing, right? And while everybody was rock to the Planet Rock, Africa Bambaataa didn't stop. I'm not talking about the hip hop. And it's not alleged. It's recorded. Like Malachi York Z. Malachi York Z had a lot of money. Came out of Brooklyn. Started a movement in Atlanta, bought a lot of land. Did a lot of positive things for copper-colored people. However, Malachi York Z abused lots of children. He abused a lot of children. In Africa Bambaataa, he abused children. Out of avarice. That title, that fame, that worship. Them wanting to be God. Them wanting to be the Most High. Made them feel like they had the authority to abuse others, namely children. And adults too. And adults too. And adults too. And it's disgusting in 2025. Everybody want to put a color to it. Because what Malachi York Z did, what Africa Bambaataa did, is no different than what Donald Trump and Jeff Epstein and Maxwell and these Republicans that cape for them are doing and have been doing for a mighty long time. Fact of business, logically speaking, just thinking, you know, they learned from them. They learned from them. And where did they learn it from? They learned it from across the pond in Kemet, those Egyptian temples where they abused children. And they call that righteous, but it's not. According to the law, nobody's exempt from. Nobody's exempt from that. And it's true that people who are abused become abusers. And the story about Africa Bambaataa, I was watching a documentary on how one of his victims spoke out against that type of disgusting behavior and then ended up doing the same thing that was done to him. Talk about twisting the higher standard. Out of avarice. Forgiveness is for you. Abused people abuse people. But only if they don't subscribe to that higher standard.
Hey.
I'm live.
I know.
Hold on.
I'm not going to say no name.
Yeah, I'm back. I just got some good news. I'm not going to share that good news, but I just got some good news. All praise to the Most High. Yeah. Abused people abuse people only if they do not subscribe to the higher standard. Only if they take the higher standard and they twist it to try to, continue a curse that visited them. To continue that curse. It is a curse. Deuteronomy 28 says that, if we don't serve the Most High with joyfulness and gladness of heart, he will send us to a nation afar off, a land where they shall worship gods that ye nor your fathers have known, gods of wood and stone. And no man shall save you. I'm not going to give you book, chapter, and verse. Let that be your inspiration to kill yourself for your SBS. Research it for yourself. Start at Genesis, stop at Revelation. You'll read it. It's in there. And I'm not being funny, I'm being crass. I'm not being smart. Rewind the life. The only person that can cure themselves of SBS is the person afflicted with it. If you were abused, if you were mistreated, if you were misused in your life, subscribe to the higher standard. And don't do something to somebody else that you were too young to understand was wrong when it was done to you. Knowing how it made you feel. It wasn't good. No, was it? Don't grow up and do that to somebody else. That covetousness, that avarice is the root of all evil. Really is. And like I said, you are the ATM. You. Money is time. Time is not money. Money is time. You're the money. But you have to buy gold tried through the fire from Yashivah. Everything else just stinks. Because if somebody does something to you that's against the standard, that's not an excuse to do it to somebody else and continue to break the standard, the load, to go against those bills that were paid for thousands of years ago. Proof and evidence, don't you think? I do. I wish more people would. When I say think, I mean think more than about just yourself. Because the world's bigger than you. But you're in it, aren't you? Just like me. The question is, are you of it? And that's a question for the patient to answer for his or herself. I want to say again, apologies for coming on late today. May the Most High bless and keep you. May his countenance be gracious unto you. May the Most High smile on you and give you shalom. And I'm going to make an addendum. Remember, children, because my content is for the children. It's not for the kids. Children, you do not have to take somebody else's shalom to get some. You don't have to do that. Love is something that you give and you receive. It is an action that you give and you receive. It's never. And just like when I talk about the day, when I say never, I mean it. Because the load means what it says. It says what it means. It's never something that you take. You don't take love. You don't force love. Read 1 Corinthians chapter 13. Know what love really is. Because they've changed the definition of words. And they're changing the definition of words and they're seeing that that's not working. So now they're making up new words. That Babylon. That if you do follow Christ, you strengthen your faith and his verification that he was there in the beginning. Because in the beginning, it said the world was one speech and one language and they built a tower. And what did the Most High call that place where he scattered us? Confused our language. Research it. Or not. I don't tell grown folks what to do. But it is a cure for the syndrome. You know, that syndrome. Most High bless and keep you. May his kindness be gracious on you. May Most High smile upon you and give you shalom. Again, I'm the Mad Trucker. And remember, children, my content ain't for the kids. Unless they want to be children again. And I'm going to know if they playing or not. Through the Ruach. But not any Ruach. The Ruach HaKodesh. That there's no lying in. You can tap into will comfort you when people do abuse you, mistreat you. Shalom.